Well, surprisingly enough, y'all want to see how to play Ancient Gears and combos. So here we are. We'll start this video. What's going on YouTube? It's Trinity Wolf, and welcome to 101 with Ancient Gears. Now, I left down in the video of the deck profile if you guys wanted to see combos for Ancient Gears, and well, we're here with the video, and well, pretty much what I'm gonna be explaining is if you're trying to pick up this deck, I'm just pretty much gonna be trying to go through the combos and just letting you learn how these cards work and how they interact with each other. And without further ado, let's get started. So first things first, this combo right here is what I call the victory combo. And pretty much these two cards, Ancient Gear Catapult and Gear Town, pretty much if both of these resolve, you're pretty much gonna win the game. And well, here's the combo that will show you why. But before we do that, first off, we'll start off with what Gear Town. So what Gear Town is, it says both players can normal summon Ancient Gears with one less tribute. That's not going to be used as much anymore like how it was in the olden days, but I mean, it does let you get Ancient Gear Beast out for a free normal summon. But I know a lot of people won't run it. I just like running Beast just because of the nostalgia. But the important part is when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And then that is where our Catapult will come in. So what Ancient Gear Catapult says is, while you control no monsters, target one face-up card you control and destroy it. And if you do, special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your deck, ignoring summoning conditions. This is what's going to give us access to Ancient Gear Golem for free, because Ancient Gear Golem, if y'all know, in its text says it cannot be special summoned. Really don't understand why they put that for Ancient Gear Golem. I don't know why back then they gave it that restriction. But anyway, you can special summon it ignoring summoning conditions, and then later on the following turn, or if this card was in your graveyard, you can banish it, do the same thing, pop another face-up card on the field, but instead you'll make an Ancient Gear token, and you can only activate each effect of Ancient Gear Catapult once per turn. So with that being said, we'll go for the combo. So first off, we would activate our Gear Town, right? Then activate Catapult, targeting the Gear Town. The Gear Town will be destroyed. And then we would call upon Ancient Gear Golem. Now our Gear Town has to resolve, in which we will special summon Ancient Gear Wyvern. And then Ancient Gear Wyvern's effect would activate. We would search for Ancient Gear Box. Therefore, triggering Ancient Gear Box's effect, we'll search for Frame. And now we will normal summon our Ancient Gear Frame, activating the effect by discarding the box that we searched for. And then we would search for our Ancient Gear Fusion. Now, be aware that Ancient Gear Fusion has the text where it says, if you control an Ancient Gear Golem, you can fuse using monsters in the deck. Even if you are not using that effect, if you're just trying to use this as a polymerization, it can be ashed. Your opponent can't ash this card and it will negate its effects, and then you won't be able to fusion. So just be aware of that. But half the time, pretty much you would really want to see your Ancient Gear Fortress, because this is basically a miscellaneous source for Ancient Gears, but it's 2 times better than miscellaneous source because its effects are pretty much for the whole turn and your opponent can't respond. And Ancient Gear Fortress is nutty. But you would search for your fusion, right? You search for your fusion. The next step what you'd want to do is you'd want to link away your Frame and your Wyvern. We would make our link Ballista. Then Ballista, we would search for another copy of Gear Town out of our deck. Now be in mind, most of the time when you're playing Ancient Gears, this doesn't really happen, but all you need is your opponent to at least have one monster on their board. If they got one monster, you can blow them away. But for some reason, when your opponent doesn't have any monsters, Ancient Gears for some reason has a hard time killing the opponent unless your hand is just absolutely nuts. But then but here's why I would say they need at least one monster. So here's the Ballista. Activate the town. Then what Ballista says is, I'm sure you guys have seen this because I think Scraps or just XY or just Earth Machine decks other than Ancient Gears play Ballista at 1, I believe. But if you don't know what it says, I'll read it for you. When this card is link summoned, you can add an Ancient Gear monster or Gear Town from your deck to your hand, and that's where the Earth Machine decks, they would just search for the Ancient Gear box and then search for their Infinite Track card, if you haven't seen that before. But that's all they really use the Ballista for. But its other effect is you can target a spell or trap you control, which will be the Gear Town that we searched for. And you target the card on your side to blow it up, and one of their monsters, its attack and defense becomes 0. So then we would target the town, one of their monsters. Now that monster's attack is 0. We would activate the town. Special our Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. And now that we have our Reactor Dragon, we would activate Fusion using Golem and 3 other materials from our deck. I picked the Reactor Dragon specifically just to show y'all something interesting here if you didn't know. Then we would summon our Ancient Gear Chaos Giant. And again, this is a learning video, so I'm gonna try to read over as many cards as possible. And if you guys like this and you want me to continue doing how-to videos with certain decks that you might not be aware of, let me know down in the comment section below. Leave a thumbs up for the video and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading. But anyway, guys, if y'all don't know, Chaos Ancient Gear Giant is the boss monster for Ancient Gears. Literally, there is no other Ancient Gear monster better in this entire deck than this card right here. Reason why is it must be Fusion Summon, obviously, so no Monster Reborn, no nothing. It can be Special Summoned by other ways. It is unaffected by spells and traps, which is huge, especially for decks like Eldritch and all them, where they play all these trap cards and just crazy crap like that, where, unaffected. Like, your spells and traps will not work here. And then the same thing with that, if you have the Fortress, they already can't respond or target it or destroy it anyway, so if they had monster effects that would destroy it, no sir, not here. But your opponent's monsters can't activate effects during the battle phase, and this part is huge, especially getting rid of problematic monsters that do things in the battle phase. Like back then when Avermax was it was really hard to get rid of, Avermax with an IP, but then I summon this thing and swing at the Avermax. Avermax can't activate its effect to boost its attack, and then therefore Chaos Giant kills it. And then your opponent wouldn't be able to activate Alistair, or they wouldn't be able to do anything during the battle phase. Then no monster effects can activate during the battle phase. And then it also can attack all your opponent's monsters, and it does piercing damage. So the monster that attack and defense you made 0, you're hitting them for 4,500 damage alone. And then you just have to hit another monster and kill them. But here's why, if they only have the one monster, why having the other monsters would be important. So you would hit them for 45, then you could hit them for 3,000, then, swing, and that's game. But also, when the Reactor Dragon attacks, you can pop a spell or trap. So if you somehow don't have enough damage, you can swing them through Reactor Dragon, use its effect, pop the Fortress, then use the Fortress to bring back the Reactor Dragon that we sent with the fusion, and then kill with that. And if for some reason they're not dead, I don't understand how. I don't know how you wouldn't win the game with this board right here, but then you could Xyz. This is where we used to Xyz into True King, but True King is not here no more. You can make your Sacred Tree Beast for at least a monster negate for the next turn, if you don't have any other spells and traps to activate. So if you have another spell, say you did Pot of Desires or something, then you can activate the Hyperion and then attach a spell or trap from your from your grave to it, and then now you have a spell negate as well. So this is, unless you, well, I mean, you could make Dragoon too. I mean, you could, because, you know, you could just link these away for Verte Anaconda, and then make the Dragoon, because we are playing Dragoon in this deck, mostly because Ancient Gears cannot do anything going first. Like, they really can't. It's a very tough deck to go first. But yeah, guys, that's all there really is to Ancient Gears. You just want to summon 2 monsters, as that's pretty much just what you're gonna be able to go. If you get 2 monsters on board, and you just summon as many monsters as possible to get your Chaos Giant out. But here's what you can do going first, because let's talk about that, because going first is a really big struggle. So we will actually do the exact same thing from going first. So we will have our Town Catapult again. Now we have 2 options. We can make Verde Anaconda and make Dragoon. It's basically your number 1 thing, but I won't explain that to y'all. So let's just do Town with Catapult. So let's pop our Town. All right, let's not do Golem, because we don't really want to get rid of our Golem just yet. So we would do our Wyvern, and then Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 Wyvern, however you'd want to do it. Let's do Wyvern as Chainlink 2, so let's search for box, and then have Town, special summon, I don't know, anything else really. You can just have it summon anything, to be honest. And then box or resolve to search for the frame. You haven't normal summoned yet. So you could activate Hound's Effect Fuse. Alright? So activate Hound's Effect Fuse. We'll fuse away these 2. So instead of Hound, you could have summoned a level 4 with the Town, Xyz. So there's multiple options of going first, but you know, it's not as powerful because, you know, this deck can't do crazy amounts, but so you could have made a Baguska. I mean, sometimes that can stop enough people, but here's mainly what I would have done. So we will go back to what this was. So we'd activate the Hound, fuse these 2 away, and we'd make our Howitzer. And now we can burn our opponent for 1,000, and then he's unaffected by cards, so they have to kill it by battle basically to get rid of it. So it's a little, not crazy amount of defense, but it's still pretty good. So we have that, and we can link these away for our Verde Anaconda. And then, like I said, I don't have Dragoon, so then you can send your Red Eyes Fusion and then make Dragoon. And you'd probably have a card in your hand still, because I mean, I only showed you using 2 cards, so you'd still have a card in your hand for the Dragoon Gate. But that's one way of doing it for going first. And that's really all you can do. I mean, the deck can't really do anything, but that's what the side deck would be for, just preparing to go. So, you know, side deck I usually never have any preference to, just do it how you would. But for Ancient Gear specifically, I would just recommend things that will help you stall when you have to go first, essentially. That's pretty much all I have to say, because all your going second options are right here, besides maybe Spell and Trap Renewal. But if you have Fortress, you're not really worried about Spell and Trap Removal. The only one I'd be worried about is like Strike and Judgment, because that's the only things that would get around Fortresses, you know, thing. But other than that, that's pretty much it, guys, for the video. Going second, your main objection is to get sorry, your main objective, all right, is to get this big bad boy out, right? Because he wins you the game. He really does. But on to the final section of this video. I'll just be going over cards that you may have not heard me go over. So since this is up first, Beast. I don't recommend playing Beast for y'all. I play it for nostalgia. But basically, he negates anything he kills. So say you attacked Sandgen. That's what the easiest thing. You kill it, it has an effect engrave, it's negated because this negates anything it kills. And then also your opponent can't activate spells and traps until the end of the damage step. So that's pretty much it. I explained Fortress, miscellaneous source for Ancient Gears, but it's for the whole turn, so it's really good. Your opponent can't respond to Ancient Gear cards, your opponent can't target Ancient Gear cards, and they can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And if this card would be killed, if this card's killed, you can just special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your hand or grave, but then you can only special summon Ancient Gears for the rest of the turn, but I mean, that's all you're gonna be doing. Frame, he's your searcher for fusion most of the time. I mean, he can search you Golem as well, but most of the time you're summoning Golem from Catapult, so half the time it doesn't happen. You'll never use his other effect, so I won't even bother to go over it with you. I explained the fusion. It's, you know, if it gets ashed, it can get ashed, so watch out. You already go on that, we're going over. Wyvern, the best searcher for the deck. He can search 90% of your deck. The only downside is you can't set cards the turn you activate his effect. So for going first, if you have impermanence in your hand, just go ahead and set that first right away. Or any other, like, you know, if you're going first and you side deck, make sure you set all of your things first before you activate Wyvern's effect, because then you will not be able to set those cards. Let's see. I already explained town in the combo. Oh, castle. Don't play castle. I mean, I play it for nostalgia, but if you want to know what it does, all Ancient Gears gain 300 attack, so that's good. So your normal summon, which would be your Wyvern, I mean, your normal summon has 2,000, so that's pretty good. Basically, back in the day, you want this to get counters for every normal summon that happens, and then basically to get your Golem, you would sacrifice Castle and get Golem. It's really bad, but I use it for the small little 300 boost. Box, search your frame, like y'all know. Bullet Train, special summons if you have nothing but Earths. Urgent Schedule, I mean, you resolve this on your opponent, you just win. I mean, I already explained the Wyvern. Okay, here's the other one. Reactor Dragon. You will never get to do the piercing damage with this because we don't use gadgets. Your opponent can activate spells or traps or monsters until the end of the damage step. And if this card attacks, you can destroy spell or trap. So that's where you saw when I destroyed the fortress and stuff like that. Oh, and then the Hunting Hound. I showed you guys what it does going first. You have to burn your opponent for 600. It's a mandatory effect. Can't choose to use it. And you can, like I showed you, you can fuse. It's a walking polymerization. So you don't have to use this as the material like you saw when I used the frame, the box. I just fused the two in my hand, made the howitzer, and then linked those two off for Verte and then made Dragoon. So, all right, that's it for explaining the cards for Ancient Gears, at least in the main deck. I'll go to the extra deck. I already explained our boss monster, the Chaos Giant. The win con does piercing, unaffected by spells and traps. Your opponent can activate monster effects during the battle phase. Best card in the entire deck. Ballista, our searcher for Gear Town, or any monster, makes your opponent's monster 0. And then that's what makes this card kill, is because this card makes their monster 0, and then that's already, you've already hit them for half their life already. So crazy. Lord, because of we play Gamma. Verde to either send the Red Eyes Fusion or Overload Fusion to make Chaos Giant as well. Howitzer, pretty much our best card for going first. And if it dies, special summon an Ancient Gear monster. Baguska for if we have to go first. These two really never come up, but they're there just in case. You never know. Most of the time you're summoning this one because it takes just 3 Ancient Gears. If it dies, make Ultimate, and then if Ultimate dies, you special Ancient Gear Golem from the grave. The Rail Cannon to do 2,000 damage, but most of the time, that occurs most of the time when you have 2 Chaos Giants on the field. Because it can happen, because you can make this one with the Ancient Gear Fusion, make up Verte, Anaconda, send Overload, then you have 2's Chaos, and if that doesn't kill them, pretty positive the burn for 2000 will after that. And the Hyperion, I already explained what that does. And then Link Rebo mostly for the ancient gear, the ancient gear token. Because you never know if you need to make a Link Rebo. But alright guys, that's it for the video. Be sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. Let me know if you like this 101 learning facts with ancient gears. If I should do another one, if you guys want to, but make sure it's like decks that I've made videos for. Like if you tell me how to do Drytron, I'm gonna look at you like, dude, I don't even know. I just know how to beat the deck. I don't know how to play it. But yeah, if you guys want to see how to play that Chaz Princeton deck that I made, like it was like the first deck profile I did, or even Heroes. If you guys want to see how I play Heroes or how to learn it, I would love to do that video. All right. So anyway, guys, this is Trinity Wolf signing out. I'll see you in the next video, which will be Burst of Destiny, and I'm very excited to do that video. Hopefully we pull a Phoenix Destroyer. Hopefully at least Starlight Stratos. Like literally, if I pull Starlight Stratos, I'm ending the video right there. Like I will not need to continue. You'll literally just see me pull Starlight, and then the video will just go black. That's it. But all right, guys, Trinity Wolf signing out. I'll see you in the next video.